Hello everybody, welcome back to the Midlands Outdoors today, back with another interesting video for all of you Hammer subscribers to watch today. And obviously we're going to be journeying our way to Walton Hill, which is obviously on the other side of Clent Hills. Before you get into the hagley estate, there is like a footpath on the right you can take. This takes you all the way to, well, close to a place called Sunfield down the back, and that's actually where the castle foley is actually situated. And you can actually head down to there and then down to the Leonards church, which is really interesting to go and take a look at. And again, there is much history behind it. But the weather today though is looking quite a bit like a dull day. I've noticed it's been drizzling as well today, so I was hoping it was going to be sunny. It's cold, but it's okay for a little bit of walking, to be honest. So I'm hoping that it stays like this for a majority of the day. So yeah, out of the yards, you would think, why is this actually doing here? Now if I just can get onto the field to show you, so I'm sure there is like a big like field here with a public footpath on the right. Now just looking there, you can see the size of the trunk. Look at this. I'm gonna get underneath it to show you. It's amazing just to see these trees. I know there's quite a few of them around the UK, mainly on big estates as well. So yeah, this here is obviously known as a Wellingtonia, or again some sort of redwood tree. It could be a Wellingtonia or could be right, because they are massive, and you mainly get the majority of these over the States as well. They're really big, like giant redwood trees. But just look at the size of it. I mean, this is only just a young one. They grow even taller than this. They're really big in size, and you can just see the base of the trunk as well. Look how tall it is altogether, the trunk. It is really amazing just to see this. But again, they remind me of a typical pine tree. Look at this. It's just nice to get close to one, to be honest. I'm so old, these are. You can just imagine how old this tree was when it was even young. Look at that. I mean, how thick the trunk is, going right the way to the top. That is really amazing. But I thought I might show you that because it is a nice addition to this walk. I mean, if you don't pay attention and notice it's there when you walk down, it's definitely worth to come and take a look. Have your photo taken next to it. Wow. Oh yeah, you can obviously see the back end of it now. I've come this way a bit. The size at the top. Wow. So there is actually another one down here. This is a different kind of tree. This is actually known as a cedar, and a cedar tree. Again, typically they use all the wood from this tree to make furnitures, you know, tables and all the kinds of different things for households. So they are a typically used tree in our industry today, but the cones on them are pretty much in decent size as well. I don't know if there's any cones on them at the moment, but I think they actually grow them cones at a certain time of year, and they do drop to the floor. But you can obviously get like a similar, right, there is actually cones on there at the moment. I don't know if I'll be able to get to one. I might have to get over the field and show you. Yeah, let's actually take a look at one of these. Look at the size of the cones, look at these. Maybe I've got some sort of resin on them as well. If I bring the tree down, you can see, look at these. Decent cones, the bigger the tree, the bigger the cones on them. I have seen some decent ones before. But they have got like the little helicopter seeds which are inside there, and they drop to the floor. And they get fertilised over time, over many years, when they're buried in the soil, and they grow into big tall trees like these. But it is again amazing just the different types of trees which you can get on your general walks there. Again, it's just amazing just to see them. But yeah, so we're going to be journeying our way down now, and obviously walking that big long path which is obviously going to the bottom, and it should bring us out by the castle foley. If I'm right, I'm just trying to remember the way to go. I think you keep going straight in a line, and it will bring you out like a little bit of a cottage on the corner. You turn right up the road, and there's like a little path on the drive to sunfield. You turn right, and it brings you out to that foley. So let's keep on journeying on. So here we are, we've actually reached where it goes in on the left. So the castle foley is just literally just round this corner, I believe. And if you come past it, you'll see it's got a sign saying Sunfield School, and you've got the entrance on this corner here. So if you literally just walk down, you can actually go on the right to have a look at this. So just on the corner here. So here we are, look at the views of that from the corner though. It is absolutely amazing just to see this castle foley. Now I discovered this about a year ago when I was looking on Google Maps. Now I noticed by the back end where you got to Walton Hill, I think it's Clent Hill, sorry, just at the back here, there is like a little bit of a view on Google Maps with like a top of like a castle sticking out, and I thought to myself, oh what's that? So I went to go and take a look, and I thought, how'd you get to it? So then I looked around this corner and I discovered it, but many other people knew about it for years. But it's amazing that I just like come across this little castle foley. It does have some sort of like little bit of history to it. I believe it's grade listed as well. This is why it's actually remained in place. But I just love the architecture of the windows in there, and the design of it is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, this is it. If I just carefully get down, you can actually see inside it. It is really amazing. But look at the architecture. Look at this. I mean, it's so old, and if I just have a look inside it and have a walk in, you can see, look at this. Wow. This one, you've got the door arch here, and door on that side, but let's have a quick look. But wow. It's just crazy just to see it though. I mean, that one there, it's just insane. Whoa. But let's go back through this way. I will show you a bit on the outside. Look at this here though, look at this bit. bit on that side where you can see like the patterns in the walls, one up there, one there. Really interesting. If you've never seen it, then definitely this is a great view for you guys. So I do have a bit of like history behind this, and it's actually called Clank Castle. Now Clank Castle is a sham ruin castellated folly in the grounds of Clent Grove, the site of Sunfield Children's Home, which I showed you down the bottom, that is situated opposite the old Fountain Inn on Adams Hill, Clent Hill, Worcestershire. It was built in the late 18th century by Thomas Leal, and it has been designated by the English Heritage as a Grade 2 listed building. So again, Grade 2 listed, the date it was listed was on the 29th of March 1983. So it's got folly tower, late C18, handmade brick with some stone dressings, twin round towers linked by a lower central section, 3 stories with corbel table and embattled parapets. Window openings have stone architraves. Towers have pointed arch windows to front and sides. Quatrefoil windows at the first floor level, and windows shaped like Maltese crosses above linking section has a pointed archway on the ground floor and a pointed first floor window. Where I'm heading to now is obviously a church in Clent Hills. It's known as St Leonards Church. Of history behind that one, I'm not too sure whether you can go in this one at all. This is why I've actually come down here to come and check it out. So it would definitely be worth it. It's going to be like a little bit of a trip just to come and have a look at, but let's go and see what it's all about, and let's go and make our journey down there now for you. So here we are, we've actually made it to St Leonards Church. Just at the bottom of Clent Hills, it's a nice little place to come. On the bottom of Walton Hill, it's like you're coming down. But let's notice that it's actually like a little system running down here. It's pretty cool seeing that by the side of the footpath. It's like a little drain down the bottom. But let's go and take a look right in front. I don't know whether you can go inside this, so there's a potential chance you might not be able to. Some days I do know it's open, similar to what it's like in Hagley, but let's go and have a quick butcher's and just go and see the history of it. So here we are, St Leonards Church. Again, it does remind me of when you go to Hagley Hall and you're going through and you've got that little arch, and it's absolutely lovely. And you come through like the gates, the same, similar. But let's have a walk up to the top, up to here. There's actually a bench there as well, we can have a quick sit down. Right, the doors on this are really old. You can see the doors from the side, look. And you've got that little bell tower just right at the top up to there. It's quite crazy to see though, similar to Hagley Hall. Now we have got gravestones that I'm dating again, late 1800s. Now this one, I believe is 18 something, I believe there, and you can see all the writing's starting to fade out, look, and all moss is taking over it again. Columns just on there, look. And more. Some of these are really old. It's actually leading us by the side of the church. I'm hoping you can go inside this one because it is a relic of places to come and take a look. Wow, this is St Leonards Church. Look at this. The architecture, oh wow. This is just stunning. Look at this. It reminds me of the Hagley Hall video. I put lights hanging this time. We've got some modern lights hanging from the ceiling. But to see those arches that are in here, that is just really amazing. Just to see that. Back areas just there. Look at that over there, the architecture of that. But if you just look at the windows, look at the windows into here. I believe these have got writing onto them, they're similar. They've got dates onto there, 1868 onto that one. Wow. I just love coming to churches, you know, it's just lovely just come and take a look at the architecture. Coming to look at what it's all about, taking it all in. And look at that, he's even got these onto here, look. Like little patterns just somewhere the arches go up, look onto there. Oh, let's go and take a look down here. I did see photos on the wall, I will go and take a look at those a bit later. Oh well, we've even got a miniature, a miniature like thing in there of the church, a model. That is pretty cool. It's up to the top, up to here. Got more of the glass windows there, stunning architecture. Oh, look at the roof though, look at that. Yeah, it's got that wooded roof onto it. Just absolutely amazing. Wow. Right, let's go and take a look down the backs down to it. We've even got stuff on the walls, just up to there, look. We've got that one there. Something age 67, and that is dating back to 1837, 1917. And some ones there which you can just see. I'll be able to get close to it to show you. Look at that. Wow. Having not these like ornaments onto it, the candles, the cross. Look at that. Look at that one up there. Reverend. Again, that's dating back quite a bit, 1700s. Wow. He was born on the, I believe it's 31st of August, 1707, or it's 1797, I don't quite know. That is crazy. Some old dates. Look at that, wow. Absolutely stunning. So yeah, I just want to provide a special thanks for the parish providing the history just on the side for me, because obviously I've got no date to get the history what I found on this morning for you, but it's obviously got a thing here, it's like a little map, and it says there the porch was built replacing the earlier one in 1864 to 65. It's really interesting. I believe that was when I first come in from the start of the entrance. So the font is modern and made of stone with cushion pattern. So the south aisle, originally built in 1170, was rebuilt and enlarged to its present condition in 1864 to 65. A list of the priests who have served here since 1199 to the present hangs on the south wall at the east end of the aisles that stands. So I believe, I was looking at some of them, there was a reverend which is just up to the top, up to there, dating back again 1700s, which that is pretty much dating really way back. Just imagine all the history that went on within these churches, this church, Hagley Church, which is down the bottom as well. So we've got the chancel and the sanctuary deviate to the south and were reconstructed in 1440. They are raised above the level of the nave because the family vault of the amphilets, squares and lay. I believe what was that? So rectors, whose memorials are on the south wall, is underneath. The east window is the original traceried window of 5 lights. It's trying to read, it's very small font, guys. With a sequential pointed head ribbed on inside. The high altar, Victorian woodwork, which in turn replaced the Jacobean work. There is another piscina similar to the one in the Lady Chapel. Attention is drawn to the splendid modern embroidery in and around this part of the church. Look up to see the barrel roof on the early 15th century of the type known as trusted rafter. Just looking at the roof, I mean the architecture, and we even heard the church bells going as well. It's just absolutely nice just to hear that. Wow. So just a little bit more down the bottom, we've got the north aisle, which was originally constructed in 1837 with iron arcades. It was rebuilt and enlarged to its present condition with stone arcades in 1864 to 65. The children's corner was made in 1946. The organ and vestry stand beyond this, which is down the bottom, just down there, look. We've got the nave separated from the chancel by the 15th century arch, was constructed in 1864 to 65. The south arcading is of 3 bays. Portions of the 12th century masonry are retained, and the west respond is original 12th century work. See there, it tells you a map, and you've got the north aisle, the south aisle, and again the chancel of arches. There's even bits of more works there. So you can obviously pause the video if you want to have a look at this as well, if you want to. It's there for you. So there's one more quick look inside here before we leave, but look at that on the sides, which are going up from the arches on the roof. One there as well, some dates. Again, there's one there saying about a priest born 1818, and obviously he died in 1903. And he was the vicar of the parish from 1860 to 1886, during which the time the church was partly rebuilt. Well, another reverend there, 1908 to 1933. Again, dates there. Another one, which is 1860 to 1953. Right, let's have another look down the bottom. But this window is amazing as well, just down the bottom down here. Look at this one. Got that window there. Little pattern on the wall. I don't know if I'm able to see it, but the window is amazing. Dates there, look on the bottom, look. The light just coming through. This is really old as well, this stone on here. You can see how it's starting to like decay on the side of the walls as well. Dating back quite a bit. Look at that, more cinematics just for you. So absolutely spectacular to see this church. This is pretty much some more history covered for you. Look around. If I ever do come across any more churches like this, we will obviously come and take a look around, get some nice cinematics and photos. But I'm heading out now, so enjoy the rest of the cinematics before we head out, and let's go and make our way to Walton Hill. So yeah, I believe this is actually the footpath which has actually taken us to Walton Hill, which is now going all the way to the top of where the view is, at the very top. So let's go and take a walk up there, and we'll go and have a look at the view. And I will show you, there is actually a little old wall up there, and it's got a bit of history behind that as well. But I'm actually journeying up here, we've come to the side where the church is. View of that as I go past, look, amazing place. Oh, that's a joint up there, I'll tell you. It's literally tired me out a little bit. And I've still even got more to cover to go right to the top. But if you just look down there now, we've even got views of the top of the church, which is down the bottom, look. But even got horses on the field here, ponies. Wow, not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to say as well, that is a nice view as well down there, look. And obviously how you've got Clent Hills in the distance, the nimmings, it's right at the back. She's joining onto the side now to Walton Hill. Oh, I don't know how far it is to get to the right at the top of it. I don't think it takes that long. You should have a couple of like strolls up here and we should be able to get to it. But I'm gonna have to say, the main reason why I love Walton Hill in general is pretty much the view. The nice view that's up there, absolutely stunning. And if you take a long zoom camera, Wow, you can get some nice photography shots up there. It's absolutely beautiful. I can start to see the views already as I'm getting up, as you can see from the gate there. But it's really misty there in the distance. It's actually blocking out much of the views. But on a nice sunny day, you can get some nice views up here, I'll tell you. I actually don't think we've got too long to go yet till we get to the top of Walton. I mean, I've been going up this steep hill and a long path for about over 10 minutes. I tell you what, I've been out of breath. Oh, because I haven't done things like this in ages. Walking up very steep hills like this. I used to be that fit to walk up them. And obviously as well, Clent Hills as well is again a lovely place. I usually go up there probably every couple of months or so, Clent Hills, to where the stones are. But this one, I'm gonna have to say, you do get better views up here. This is why this Walton Hill is pretty much a benefit if you want to take a look at the views. But I've been hearing quite a lot of wildlife up here as well. I mean, I've seen a sparrowhawk go right the way down the bottom down there in the trees, glided in, and I've just seen robins, again some blue tits. So you can capture some lovely wildlife up here, similar to Clent Hills. I tell you what, this is pretty much a really steep hill, so I don't know whether I made right decisions doing this, to be honest, but it will do me some good anyway. But I've still got more to cover yet. And even we come to the top of it just up here, and I think it's going to go even a bit more higher than this. Oh, it's the nice view of the walks that I enjoy. You know, you feel like you've accomplished something when you've done something like this, to be honest. I mean, it does help in fitness as well, keeping you fit. Again, I'm trying to like keep up my walking because I want to try and keep up to my health standards if I can. Because I mean, during the lockdown I have put on like a few stone, but I just want to try and cut back on it. Oh, but I have to keep doing this all the time and doing my videos, you know, it does keep you really fit and healthy. This is what I'm trying to promote as well to you guys, giving you good walking routes, so you know, it just inspires you to get out and about. This is what all this is about, really. But it's just lovely just to sit here though and just take in the nature, you know, just being on your own up here. It's just lovely. So yeah, I have got some history of Walton Hill just before we get there. I'm not too long away from it. I've just looked on Google Maps. I've only got like a little bit of a more stroll up, but I might as well tell you why I'm here, and we will tell you a bit more while I'm up there. So at 316 metres, 1037 foot above sea level, Walton Hill is the highest point in the range of hills in the northern Worcestershire, known as the Clent Hills, which all this Clent Hills, Adams Hill, Walton Hill, and all part of the Clent Hills. It is the highest point for 21 miles, 34 kilometres in all directions, and such commands as an excellent panorama. Its neighbours include Clent Hill, Witchbury Hill, which is hidden from the view by Clent Hill, so you can't see behind there, Calcott Hill and the Romsey Hill. So the parent peak is the Wrekin, and again, if we look down, the summit of the hill is open grassland and heath, which was common land of the manor of Clent. This became regulated common in 1935 as a result of action by Bromsgrove Rural District Council, and was given to the National Trust in 1959, similar story to the Clent Hills over the back. Woodlands on the side of the hill in the Clatterbatch Valley were brought by Worcestershire County Council in 1957 and given it to the National Trust in 1959. Again, some pretty much little information there for you, so that's a bit of information on Walton Hill. But it's just stunning just to come up here, like it mentions there. You get the good panorama views, and you know, on a sunny day you can just see far. It's just lovely. But we're not too far of actually getting up to there now, so let's go and keep journeying our way on, and we'll go and have a look, see what's up lurking at Walton Hill for us. So yeah, this is the top of Walton Hill, which you can see. We've got a sort of a view of Clent Hills in the distance. You can see it's really foggy up here. There is no view at all. You can't see nothing in the distance. You would on a clear day see a view going right to the back, but it's obscured by the mist, and we are near the top of the mist nearly. This is why it's so dull up here. But you can see it's a different plantation up this side. We've got gorse which surrounds much of the Walton Hill, the gorse going all the way down. And what is a gorse is basically a spiky plant, which you can see here. It does have yellow flowers when it does go into bloom, and they are very sharp if you do catch on to them. I tell you what, I have caught my hand on one of them before, and he's come very sharp. Lovely things just to take a look at when they're in bloom. And you can see there they have the yellow flowers sort of like appearing there. Look at those. There's all sorts in here. You can spot all sorts of wildlife at the top of Walton, especially with all the ferns and the bracken, which is all died back. Excellent place for wildlife to hide up here. But when you get to the top, it seems like the wildlife itself, like the bird life, sorts of quietens down. It is so quiet at the top of Walton. I've noticed this the very last time I ever came up. You sort of get the bird life within the depths into the woodlands itself. So we're nearly at the main point of Walton Hill, so we haven't got too far. But it has been a lovely journey, I'm going to tell you that now. I have enjoyed walking from Hagley to here. It's something different for a change, you know. And it does give like a bit of a walking route for you guys to do. If you guys want to learn more walking routes, then I would advise going to check out my Facebook group, Walking in the West Midlands and Black Country. I will post on there my walking routes, what I do. I will try and map it as well for you. I have recorded my route today on Google Fit, so I will tell you how many steps I've done. Yeah, take a look at the maps that I'm going to place on there. Facebook group, Walking in the Black Country and West Midlands, you will find it. It's got about 100 followers, 101 so far I believe. It's worth checking out, possibly more than that since I've put the video up. So yeah, let's have a bit more look around the panoramic views of this area. Yeah, this is it. Really interesting. See if I can see any information for you. Ah, it actually does as well. This is it. So obviously Cross Dyke Conservation Project. Legend has it that this ditch was a defensive feature thrown up by the ancient Britons against the Romans. Like I mentioned, battles. This could potentially tie into Witchbury Hill when the old fort was there. And there was again Roman camps situated around by Witchbury Hill, which I mentioned in my Witchbury Hill video. It is now thought this ditch is a hollow way, a well-known track which passed alongside a long disappeared cattle enclosure somewhere along the lines down here. But you can just tell how old it is as well, because look how decaying the wood is on the sides. It's really astonishing just to see that it's actually still here and actually still standing without the amount of rain we've had as well. It's just surprising to see it's even holding. Look, I don't really want to touch it because it is really fragile, but look at that going all the way down. An old fence line. So I don't know actually whether it is actually going to this side as well, because we have got more here, look, going across, and look how old that is. So it would have gone situated somewhere around here along the lines. But it's going to have a look at this OS thing, which is just down the corner. So yeah, this is actually an Ordnance Survey monument, which you can see here. This monument forms part of the Ordnance Survey National GPS, which is got a thing. Someone did actually tell me about this on a Facebook group, which is really interesting. Somebody said it's to do with the planes in the sky and how they can like use it, but I don't think it is. I think it's something to do with something different. Like somebody did mention it to me. I have got the message on Facebook, but it's going through to find it. But you can see at the top how we've got that like metal point as well. There is something inside this, some sort of system. I don't know what it is, whether it communicates with the satellites maybe as well. But it just says there, GPS network. So it could something to do with the OS Ordnance Survey, because it's got it stated on there, look. So yeah, just to let you know, during this episode when I've been filming, I've been covering for 2 hours and 27 minutes and I've done a total of 9,000 steps, nearly 10,000 guys. Well, I've burned 683 calories and done 8 kilometers. And if I convert 8 kilometers into miles, spare me 1 second, I will tell you how long that actually is. That is pretty really cool to see how far I've actually gone. Miles. Right, it's 1 second because it's not connected to the internet. Right, there we go. 4.9 miles I've done so far, so that's pretty much the same distance I've done on the Starbridge Canal, from Starbridge all the way to the back end of like Kimber down there, so it's about the same as what I've done there as well. Again, if I just show you around, there's a pan of the views once more. Look, we've got Romsey over there. Romsey's pretty much a nice area to walk as well, if you've ever been to there. It was a shame we got this mist lurking now, because I can't really show you much of the views. And I do have my camera with me, but it's pointless to getting it out if you can't see it. But on a nice day you can see pretty much really far. So yeah, it's just nice to come and show you all this really. We will come back. So yeah, I am running out of battery life now. I've only got 9%. I will get some more cinematics for you, and then I'm heading home, getting a coffee, and then enjoying the rest of the day. But I've got tomorrow, prior to this film, I've got Dudley Limestone Mines, which is going to be pretty much really interesting. Going under there and checking out the tunnels under there. A special boat trip which I'm going to enjoy, so it's worth checking out. But one more panoramic view around Walton itself, which you can see. Look at that. Very cold up here. So yeah, go and check out my YouTube channel for Midlands Outdoors and the rest of the videos that I have on there. Subscribe as well, hit that button. It doesn't cost much to hit that button, and feel free as well to hit the like button as well. I do much appreciate your support. For everybody that's been watching so far, it's been fantastic to share these journeys with you. If you are interested in your walks and you want some more walking routes, don't forget, check out that Facebook page as well. Walking in the Black Country and the West Midlands, you will find it, and it's very interesting. I will put a link in the description for you, so go ahead now, check it out and go over to that page and have a look at the walks. But yeah, it's time to head off now. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode soon.